there, welcome to another exciting episode of Millennial Talk. And today with me, I have Bukunmi, and of course, she's looking amazing. I love the jumpsuit.
Thank you. You look beautiful as
Thank
well.
you. Thanks a lot.
It's nice. It's a nice episode today, and today we'll be discussing something very crucial, and it's very, it affects a lot of millennials, really. We're discussing pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of millennials have been victims of pyramid schemes. Have you ever been scammed before?
Oh, I have. And I can never forget. I lost money in two cases, like 2010. In fact, it was painful, but we had to let it go.
Yeah. I've also lost money, and in fact, a lot of money. It's always like the time when they invite me is always the time the thing just crashes. And pyramid schemes are all over the place now.
Yeah.
Posing as investment platform, posing as investment schemes, and I feel like millennials should really be aware of of these things. And that will be our focus for today's episode. How you can identify pyramid schemes separate from real investment platform. So what exactly is a pyramid scheme? A pyramid scheme is a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. The initial promoters recruit investors who in turn recruit other investors and so on. The pyramid scheme is called a pyramid because at each level, the number of investors increases. Some pyramid scheme promoters disguise their true purpose by introducing products that are overpriced, of poor quality, or difficult to sell, or of little value. Making money out of recruitment is still their main aim. So most times, pyramid schemes just, garner more and more investors. That's the way, it's a pyramid, that's the way it works. So what are your thoughts about, pyramid schemes?
Well, a typical pyramid scheme requires, the owners of these schemes to say that, oh, we are giving you a lot of value. We are giving you, there's a lot of interest. They promise a lot of benefits to it. And the truth is they actually deliver on these benefits for a short period of time. But once the inflow of cash stops, once people stop paying into the system, there's a halt and everything just turns left. That's when people start to lose money. Just like you said earlier, that you always invested in the late hour when people were already into it. And at that period of time, money is not flowing in anymore, and everybody's skeptical and pulling out at the same time and it crashes. And most of the places where people hear about pyramid schemes are places like, from family and friends, WhatsApp groups, these channels that they use is how they used to get people, because they know that it's the trusted voices, it's those people that you trust, that you would listen to when it comes to these things. So they go through those channels in order to get people into the system.
Yeah, exactly. You've spoken perfectly. In fact, I feel like a lot of pyramid schemes look for weaker people that are actually looking for money. And if you are greedy, a lot of these pyramid schemes are take advantage of two main emotions, greed and fear. So if you are greedy and if you're afraid to make money or lose money, they just, thrive on those. They'll tell you, if you don't take advantage now, you're going to lose. Do you know how much you make from this thing and all of those things? And we have examples of pyramid schemes, all over the place. Some pose themselves as cryptocurrency. I remember there was a time when a woman, she was from Bulgaria also. She scammed the whole world. It was one coin, it was a cryptocurrency. Yeah. And the whole thing crashed. And up till now, I think she's still in hiding. Nobody found her. So we have agrotech schemes, we have forex, forex markets and all of those things. So millennials really need to watch out for these things. To watch out for all these pyramid schemes that pose themselves as investment. Yeah. And the focus for us is to discover ways, how can you actually identify if something is a pyramid scheme? The first thing is for you to be skeptical. Yeah. So when somebody brings an investment to you, you don't just jump on it and say, oh, they'll tell you, oh, I'll pay 15,000 naira, 15% for one in a month. How many investments actually give 15% in a month? Exactly. It's not that easy. And if there are no risk involved, for example, if you're investing in the capital market or in fixed income market, there are risks. You know the risk. They always put it there, low to medium risk, high risk. And most times, the higher the risk, the higher the returns. Lower the returns, the lower the risk most of the time. So if you just always have to, don't be too trusting. Regardless of whether it's your church member, in fact, there are situations where pastors have scammed people, church members have scammed people, your friend, your sister, your brother. a lot of this time, because pyramid scheme, they focus on bringing in more investors.
people.
So they're just at that point, the person just looking for how I'll make my own commission by
everybody's wary of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that, you're very correct with that. And another way to identify these things is by being suspicious of unsolicited offers, because you see these offers, they look very spicy and dicey. They package them in a way that you're like, wait, so if I put 50K now in 7 days, I will get 100K. I've seen ones that are that bad. So they bring very juicy offers, like offers that are so irresistible to the table. You know, and these people always connect with people through the DMs and all of that, offering them, oh, if you give me 50K. In fact, there was one, just like you said, this digital currency scams. There were a lot of them going on as at last year and last 2 years. A lot of people were falling victim. Those guys just send you a DM. I received a couple of those DMs.
I get that up to now. I still get that.
On Instagram.
Buying Binomo investment.
Binomo, very popular. And you check their page, you see flaunting of money, of money, false alerts. These are all false. These are things that if you actually really look into them, and I had a friend who was scammed one time. I think it was in 2018. He was asked to pay 25K that in the next 24 hours he will get 75,000.
That's greediness anyway.
And you need to think about these things, like how would I put 25K and get 75K? You know, it doesn't make sense. If you reason it normally, it actually makes no sense. So this guy put his money, and immediately he put his money, they blocked him. So that's how he lost 25K. And it's not like he didn't need that money, or he didn't really have much, but he was looking at 75K. So people need to learn not to be greedy as well.
Yeah. And another thing we should also talk about is research. You need to research and ensure that this investment platform or whatever they're offering is actually registered.
Legit, yeah.
You need to be sure it's registered. In Nigeria, there are several ways you can check if a company is registered. You can go on the SEC website, that's Security and Exchange Commission. For those that don't know, you can go to their website and search. You can go to CBN website. You can go to platforms like ProShare. You can go to platforms, that trusted platforms where you can seek proper financial advice and research to ensure that these investments or schemes are actually truthful. For example, even the CBN, I think last year also released this youth empowerment scheme, and we saw a lot of people on WhatsApp. I got a lot of those messages to register for, and I'll pay 5K for CBN is sharing money. And I'm like, and I went to of course, this is what I do every day. So I went to the platform, and these things are free. You don't have to pay any money. All you have to submit documents and all of those things. So ensure that you seek professional help before putting your money anywhere. Yeah. If the company is not registered, some will tell you it's registered. It's the most time, a lot of time, the company is registered under another name with SEC. Because that's what I realized happened with a popular forex platform that crashed recently. It's registered under another name with SEC, and the company they're using to collect money from people or receive money is a different name. So it could be maybe the difference could be limited, or the difference could be capital. But it's different, so you can't hold anybody responsible. You need to research that this company is actually a registered company. Go to the bank before you pay any money. It should be a company name, and it doesn't even matter though, but just always research. I think so.
That's very, very correct. I think a lot of people fall victim because they don't find out the proper information. And just to add to that, people also need to understand the investment that they're getting into. I think a lot of people, apart from researching and finding out if these things are really legit as they say or as they look, people need to understand what they're investing into. When you're trying to invest into something and it doesn't look clear enough, like somebody is explaining it to you, but you still can't understand.
Big grammar.
It's not just the grammar. Like it's like you're saying, so you do this and you do that, and then like there's no background to it. You need every strong business has a background. So for instance, you say, please invest 50K into this thing, and you get these returns. First of all, the question you need to ask yourself is, what are you selling?
Yes, what are you selling? Exactly.
What am I getting? And proper investment platforms, like you mentioned a few. That different investment platforms. When you're actually buying into a bond or a security, you get a contract.
Yes, a contract.
You get a contract, and that contract is signed by both parties, both the market you're buying into, or whoever is selling, who stands as the sales person. You sign a contract. You both sign, and there's someone to hold responsible.
Basically.
But at the end of the day, you don't understand what you're buying. There's no contract that properly explains it. You buy into it and you lose money, and then there's no one to hold responsible because of the ignorance is actually not an excuse. You need to find out the background of these things. You need to understand it properly. And if you don't understand, like you said earlier, seek advice from professionals.
Exactly. You know, you have to, if you don't never invest in what you don't understand. Yeah. Someone else might understand, but never invest in what you don't understand. Yeah. I think another thing, one of the final points we'll be making is report default in payment. If you're you invested in something and the company you invested with is not paying, report immediately. And most times, the way Ponzi schemes work or pyramid schemes work, the way they prevent you from cashing out is by offering you higher payments. So they'll tell you, oh, if you keep your money for a longer period of time, your returns will be increased from 15% to 30%. Yeah. So that you can keep that money. I mean, why they don't have the money. The money, they are still looking for investors. The money have enter
voicemail.
Okay, well, voicemail. So the money has entered. So they just tell you, so that not to just keep you within the system. So they keep you doing the work by looking for investors.
And they'll just be behind the scenes, chilling.
Yes, really. So basically, in conclusion, always report. Never invest in what you don't understand. And if something looks good, too good to be true, it's probably a fraud. It's probably too good to be true. Yeah, really.
Very correct.
Any last comments?
Well, I think just as we have said so far, people need to be wary. Be scared. When
your money, your hard-earned money.
You know, you finish working for one whole month, collect salary, someone will not collect it for free.
Yes,
just because. And please, I think people really, you know, recently Ponzi scheme was trending. Did you see a few days ago?
I saw it was Twitter, trending. Yes, Carlo Ajay raised the issue up, and you need to see comments.
Yeah,
comments.
And I think 89%, if we want to really rate it, if not 90% of millennials and even beyond millennials have been scammed. So people need to be careful. They need to be informed. They need to get knowledge on these things.
Yes. And maybe one of these days we'll discuss maybe bank
oh my God, that's another one.
That's another one because older people are very
vulnerable to that.
You know, thank you for joining us today on this exciting episode of Millennial Talks. We hope you join us next week. For more information about the financial markets, capital markets, join us and log on to www.proshareng.com. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.